guys. Hi, Zach. I'm so happy to see everybody. So, I wanted to talk about this line. Well, first of all, hello, I'm Molly Carmel. I'm fiercely devoted to your freedom. Camille has 21 months off of sugar tomorrow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Hey, Sam. Hey, Jean. This is incredible. That is not nothing, Camille. You're really getting close to, oof. Camille, can you tell us what it's like? 21 months off of sugar and flour. Can you tell us what it's like? Is it worth it? Is it worth the breakup? I know, Sam over here saying that's major. I get it. I mean, I'm almost 11 years off the best decision I ever made in my whole life, you know? Camille, if you have a minute, tell us what it's like. We'd all love to know. It's a long time. There's people who can't even consider a day off of it, right? So it is so possible, my loves. It is more possible than you could even imagine. Yep, I love you, Camille. Tell us what it's like. Give us a note. So, a friend and a fellow CTK said to me, Molly, a few weeks ago on CTK, you said a line and you said, you're not a victim, you're a volunteer. You're not a victim, you're a volunteer. And I didn't really understand what you meant by that. And I think this is such an important piece for us to be talking about because, hold on, side note. Camille says that tomorrow is 21 months for her. She says, it is amazing, it is fabulous, it is life-changing. Well, what a wonderful sell for your new relationship with food and yourself, Camille. So I want to talk about this victim stance because, I don't know. I'll tell you, over here in Molly Carmel land, I'm making some hard decisions about COVID and about, moving out of New York for a little while. And, it's so easy to fall into like a victim trap. It's so easy to fall into the idea that life is happening to me and poor me and poor me, And I remembered that line, right? I'm not a victim, I'm a volunteer. And so somebody said, God, I didn't really understand what you meant by that. And thank you for asking that because clarity is king. I love clarity. And here's the thing, there's a lot of people, I call them like the spiritual bypass community, that they just say life is happening for you, be happy, it's all good, and I don't know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. What do we know if it's all good? We don't know anything. That's the thing. We don't actually know anything. So I always take offense when people are like, that whole thing, life is happening for you. It's not, there can be more of a neutrality around this. And so I want to say, it's very possible that you're feeling hopeless right now and that you're feeling sad and that you're feeling confused. Those are very real feelings, right? And so I'm not saying, but there's a difference between falling victim to those feelings and having those feelings. There's a difference between falling victim to those feelings and having those feelings. Those feelings deserve to be had. I mean, it is okay to be sad. It is reasonable to be sad. We are grieving right now, my loves. This is so true, right? But there's a difference between being a victim to these feelings, and that's where the problem happens, right? Because it's like, well, I'm sad and it's a pandemic and I'm overwhelmed and I'm going to sleep all day and I'm going to not take care of my family and I'm going to be in the kitchen at night and I'll be hungover in the morning. That's a choice. So when we're feeling like a victim, when we are feeling like a victim, we always forget this major, major truth, which is that we have choices. We have choices. Everything we do is a choice. So in my group today, this woman told this incredible story. I'll tell a version of it. But it was something like, she just had this incredibly hard weekend. She has a toddler. I'm sure many of you understand this. And the toddler was just being a toddler. She wasn't listening. She was telling her mother she hated her, in an already vulnerable time. And this woman was just she said she was sad. She felt useless. She felt hopeless, and what she said is that she went and she listened to some Tibetan healing bowls. She went and did something that Oprah was doing, which I would have you all look into because all hail, and what she did was the essence of what we talk about with skills, which is this, right? We talked today, it's Wednesday. She was still feeling sad about what happened. but she wasn't a victim to it, right? Because what she ended up doing was giving herself the nurturing and nourishment that she needed in that moment to be with her sadness, right? Like, that's the thing in all of this, right? It's not, you have feelings. I mean, if there's ever a time where we're having uncomfortable feelings, like, we're here. And remember what somebody said in Close the Kitchen, right? Like, I'm scared of my feelings. No, 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 no. You're unfamiliar with your feelings. And what ends up happening when we're unfamiliar with our feelings is so often, we turn to the food to numb us, and then we still never get to know ourselves and our feelings. But when we decide to do loving things to ourselves, just not to change the feeling, right? Not to feel better, right? But just to heal ourselves in those moments. So I'll tell you, I had a bit of a sad day, and tonight, and I'll tell you what I did. I'll show you what I did today. And I was just like feeling so sad. It happens. Like, nobody's allowed to write, oh my God, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm sad. I'm also feeling really heartwarmed being here. Like, it's okay to feel sad, right? I really want to make this clear to you, right? It's okay to be so sad. Just having this sad day. And the last thing I want to do is numb it. And I thought, what do I really need? And so I took my favorite skill in the world, mala beads. I took my beads. I went and sat outside. I put on my ear pods. I listened to this mix that I have on my Spotify. You can follow me if you want, Beacon Program. I listened to this mix called Soulful Saturdays, which is just a bunch of songs that like speak to my heart. And I went outside and I sat down and I listened to the Soulful Saturdays and I cried a little. And I'm not feeling better. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling like I took care of myself, right? I'm feeling like I did something nurturing for myself. Marsha Linehan, my teacher, calls these antidepressant behaviors. I love that. Like, they just help me not to fall victim to my sadness, but just let me be with my sadness. Do you see the difference, right? And that's what skills are for, right? And if we're so scared of our feelings, if we're so scared, Melissa Leeds, what do you want to follow and how can I help you? That's the real question. Let me know. DM me, right? Oh, good question. What do I do with mala beads? Well, I mostly make them for people that I love. That's what I do. It's one of my mage skills. So I make them for people that I love. And I'm making this for someone I love very much right now. So that's the deal. So what's the difference between a victim and a volunteer? It's like, when we're being a victim, we forget that we have choices, right? And so in that way, we're volunteering to fall deep into the sadness. Like, we don't want to be a victim to the feelings. We just want to have the feelings. Hi, Charlie. My best friend Stephanie's son is saying hi to me on Instagram, so I have to stop what I'm doing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, honey. Love you. So anyway, and my little Millie. Love you guys. So here's the deal. That's what I want you to think about. Like, so important to have your feelings, especially the uncomfortable ones, but not to fall victim and not to let them happen to you. Like, I'm really sad, so I get to binge. Like, hard no, right? What do we need? We always need the nurturing. We always need the nourishment. We just need to sometimes, like, be sad. Like, that's okay. Like, that's okay. Okay? So we're not going to, we're not victims. We're not victims to these circumstances. We have so many choices of how we want to be handling these hard times, right? And that doesn't mean that spiritual bypass of like, it's all happening for me. Like, this is all going to turn out amazing. Like, we don't know that. I mean, it might not. We don't have to be future. We don't have, what we talked about yesterday. We don't have to go into the future of it. We just be in this moment right now, feeling a little sad. Yeah? So that's our skill tonight, right? And just from someone who, a lot of the difference between me and you guys is I've been doing this a little bit longer, right? So it's got some time on you. And something I know for sure, this happened with one of my clients today. She said, well, my food's fine. And like, that's, so my food's in order. And I was like, hold please, excuse me. We don't pass over that with no big deal. The other thing I really want you to try to do, which we talk about all the time, is like celebrate wins. I mean, I always think it's pretty miraculous, that it occurs to me to go have a feeling and go do mala beads and not just take extra rice, like, and I know you can learn that too, but you have to give yourself a chance to learn that. And so that's why we really need to be having these skills. You need to be having these skills. You think that when I was binging my brains out on sugar and flour, sort of wanting to die all the time, that I thought I would be going outside to make mala beads and listen to music? I promise you that is not true. So as I say in Breaking Up with Sugar, and as I will say to you all of the time, don't you knock it until you try it. Do not knock it until you try it, because we cannot, as long as food is on the table as your skill, can't help you get well. Doesn't mean you're not going to do it every now and then, but we're not going to be able to help you get well. All right, so that's all I got for you. This is me tonight. I'm just here as myself. So anyway, my loves, it is time to close the kitchen. So let's put our hands on our hearts. We put our hands on our hearts for ourselves, nourishment, nurturing, right? Put our hands on our hearts for our community, for those struggling with their food and weight disorders, and for those struggling everywhere in the world right now. And let me hear. Oh, good. Candy's on day 1. Amazing, my love. Amazing. So who's closing the kitchen? Let's do it. So, yes. Sam's closed the kitchen. Stephanie, my love, has closed the kitchen. Teresa has closed the kitchen. Dorcity's closed the kitchen. Bernadette, Amy, Molly, amazing. Rachel, Josh, mwah, love you. Lisa, amazing. Martha, Gail, Janet, amazing. Leah, day 31, incredible. Wow. Brenna, Roseanne, Candy, Alicia, Sharon, Emily, love you, honey. Tracy, Randy, Crystal, incredible. Zach, I love you. Hugs to you, Tracy. Leah, incredible, incredible, incredible. Oakland's closed it, incredible. My loves, I will see you on Friday. I'll actually be in my New York City apartment, which is you'll have a whole new look at me. And if nobody's told you they love you today, I love you. So please remember that before you go to the kitchen, okay? Sending you love, sending you light. Love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you guys on Friday night. Well, didn't even mean to rhyme that, but I did. Bye, guys.